please welcome our friend, the progressive of the year, of the decade, of the century, Jim Hightower. Where's that jacket? Where's that jacket?
It's in the car. It's coming.
Howdy ho. Hello. Hello, Wisconsin. Great to be back. Hello, hello. Thank you. Thank you. Keep clapping. I need the warmth. Y'all do know I'm from Texas, don't you? What the hell is this? Nobody told me about this at all. Good God. Well, I'm a little creaky. You might have noticed I was kind of stumbling up here. That's because I hurt my back last week. I was shoveling compost. That seems appropriate, doesn't it? And here we are together today at the Sauk County Fairgrounds to do that. I'm proud to be on the platform here with my old pals, Granny D, Tom Harkin, Amy Goodman, so many good people part of this, and each and every one of you just makes me happier than a flea at a dog show to look out at all of you good people here, you fighting bobbers, you true champions of liberty and justice, you defenders against Washington's loopy warmongers and fearmongers, you bushwhackers and corporate butt kickers as we gather here today. We're here at the fairgrounds to organize, strategize, and mobilize against the plutocrats, autocrats, theocrats, and kleptocrats who are presently running and ruining our great country. Thanks to my longtime pal of the saddle, Ed Garvey, for pulling us all together once again in the fighting spirit of Bob La Follette. You want outrage? Look at the economy. George W. said just a couple of weeks ago, he said, if I was running this year, I'd run on the economy. They're even trying to call it the Bush boom. Well, Bush's boom is a dud for the majority of people in this country. He talks about jobs, said, I've created 3 million new jobs while I've been president. First of all, that's a pathetic job creation record. Bill Clinton, for example, created 23 million jobs when he was president. And George W. doesn't want to tell you one thing, and that is that he lost 3 million manufacturing jobs, good jobs at good wages. And besides, the issue is not jobs, right? Slaves had jobs, didn't they? The issue is wages, income, middle class, opportunities. You could go back to Madison or wherever and over here to Baraboo and talk to any waitress and say, did you know that George W.'s created 3 million new jobs? And she'd say, yeah, I know, I have 3 of them. Yet George W., you won't believe this, George W. in a town hall meeting February of last year, he was responding to a comment actually, by a divorced mother of 3. And Bush's response to her comments said, you work 3 jobs? Uniquely American, isn't it? I mean, that's fantastic what you're doing. If ignorance is bliss, this guy's got to be ecstatic. Rumsfeld just last week said the critics of the war are people who blame America. No, Rummy, we are America. We blame you. It's you we're blaming. We are America. We blame Rummy. We blame George W., Buckshot Cheney, and your whole menagerie of ideological nutballs, profiteers, and chicken hawks. I mean, let's admit it. It's time to talk to the American people about this. These people are incompetent. They lost Osama. They're losing Iraq. They lost New Orleans. They lost the nuclear confrontation with Iran. Hell, they lost Pluto. Did you hear that? 1/9 of our solar system is gone. Yet, their response is to call us appeasers. George W. even used that word last week. and to assail our patriotism and to demand that we be quiet. Be quiet? Holy Thomas Paine. Since when do freedom-loving Americans cower in quietude? If we don't speak out when it matters, when would it ever matter that we would speak out? Isn't now the time? Mark Twain said it well. He said, "Loyalty to the country always. Loyalty to the government when it deserves it." Plus, we have no right to be quiet. Too many democracy-loving Americans, too many democracy fighters have fought, bled, and died over the decades to make it possible for us to be quite noisy, for us to be in the face of authoritarian power. And that's what we face today. If we don't speak out, then freedom and liberty lose, autocracy and terrorists win. You know, the opposite of courage is not cowardice. The opposite of courage is conformity, just going along with the flow. I mean, even a dead fish can go with the flow, right? We've got to be a little stouter than that. Well, now more than ever, we need you, true patriots, to stand against the greedheads and the boneheads who are ruining our America. We've got to take them on, and take them on directly and as vociferously as we possibly can. And to reach out and forge allies, forge alliances, forge coalitions. And that's the great thing about Bobfest. It's not one issue group. It's a whole range of people concerned about a broad range of issues, but fundamentally we're concerned about the center thing, which is they're stealing our country out from under us. Not just specific parts of it, they're stealing the idea of America, the idea that the common good is what matters, that we're all in this together. That's what they're undoing. They're saying we can take care of the good fortunes of the few and not even worry about the well-being of the many. They're supplanting that uniting ethic of the common good with this new pernicious ethic of greed that says, I got mine, you get yours. And also, remember, this is fun. I mean, this is not tedious work. Battling the bastards is about as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. Just get out there and get it on. I'm gonna leave you with this thought. It's from William O. Douglas, the great jurist, the great environmentalist, the great thinker, the great Democrat, little d as well as big D. William O. Douglas said, "Just as nightfall does not come at once, neither does oppression. In both instances, there is a twilight, and it is in such twilight that we all must be aware of change in the air, however slight, lest we become victims of the darkness." Thank you so much for holding your torch aloft against the forces of darkness. Proud to be with you. Proud to be back at Bobfest. Thank you.